the topic of the discussion and hit the issues you typically find reluctant. Remove the facade to fill the gap with some substance. We undermining problems, expecting to overcome it. Please hold the applause. We doing it for the cause. People follow culture before they follow the laws. We rather face the friction and not attempt it at all. Persistence will find solutions once our contentment dissolves. There's a hard pill to swallow for anyone breathing, both for folks who stay woke and those who be dreaming. We ain't slaves, yet we still ain't experienced freedom. What we need is the keys to access the kingdom. We're all in this fallen world trying to stay intact. I'm just a beggar pointing you out to where the bread is at. So follow the breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel. Thank Yogi Bear and the thought engineer for that on Man Talk Monday. It's Man Talk Monday. Woo!
Hey, what's going on, good people? It's Man Talk Mondays.
Hey there.
See, we already got some people on. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I am Derek, the thought engineer, and I have my wife, Dr. Smith, the trauma queen, is with me right now.
Hi.
My man, John Big Yogi, he'll be on in a little bit. He's running a little behind, but hey, we're gonna have a good one tonight. We got a hot one for you tonight. We got a hot one. If you caught last week, this week you're gonna enjoy this one too. But let me just let everybody know this is Man Talk Monday. It's an open forum where we talk about everything from religion to politics to relationships. But of course, we're doing it from a man's perspective. Now we're focusing on relationships right now. That's what we're focusing on. Thing we need you to do. We want you to participate in the conversation. So drop your question, drop your comment. Let us know what you're thinking, how you feel about the topic that we're talking about. Anytime we can see your comments, we can see your questions, and this is how you join in the conversation, right? But by all means, we want you to talk to us. Okay? So make sure you talk to us. Drop your comment, drop your question. Be a part of the conversation. Real quick, make sure you like, share, subscribe, like us on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching us. Share with your friends, family, everybody, and make sure you subscribe to our page. Also, you can catch our podcast. Catch our podcast on anywhere you go and listen to podcasts, Apple, Google, Spotify, all these different platforms. And you can listen to us anytime you feel like it, right? So we upload a new episode every week, and it's a good thing to go back and listen to. It's good information. It's real good information. So we want you to go back and listen to it whenever you can. We appreciate you. All my people that are out there listening right now, thank you guys for joining with us again. So I said, real quick, we're going to do a recap of last week. So last week, we talked about the 5 things a woman needs to get a good man. Not some old sorry joker, but a good man. Somebody you can rely on, someone you can depend on, right? So here are the 5. Here are the 5 for a woman needs to get a good man. Number 1 is a relationship with God.
Amen.
I mean, don't just be in church, but just have an actual relationship. We don't really care about your membership right off the bat. We want you to be a member somewhere, but we want you to know God. All right. Number 2, be supporting and loving, right? And that means just respect his ideas and his hustle. Disagree constructively. We understand you're not going to always agree with every idea, but at least do so in a way where you're trying to help us move forward instead of backtracking us. All right. Number 3, be loyal. Be loyal. So that means he can be on his grind and not worrying about who's grinding on you. Be loyal. Right? You don't want to come home and find somebody that ain't supposed to be there, and he out here breaking his neck trying to take care of the family and everything, and you out there. All right, number 4, be goal oriented. Have a good work ethic. Goal oriented. Have a good work ethic. You can't be lazy, right? Be sensitive to his hustle by having your own, and build together, right? If he out there hustling, you ain't got nothing to do, you're gonna either be complaining, that loyalty gonna be a whole lot harder for you to hold on to. So it's good to have your own thing going. Then y'all come together in the evenings and y'all could talk about, you know what I'm saying, the struggles of your hustle and how to, just bounce ideas off each other. It's good when it's like that. Number 5 is be non-confrontational.
That means stop nagging.
Yes. That means know the difference between fights and arguments, right? There is a difference between fights and arguments. Arguments are you're talking about ideas. Fights is when you attacking a person either physically or with your words, and it's not about hearing each other. It's about, I'm gonna do you in, right? I'm gonna get you one kind of way. That's when you start talking about, that's why your mama, and we don't need all that. We don't want all that. And by all means, don't put your hands on him. Keep your hands to yourself.
And vice versa.
Keep your hands. That kind of goes without saying, though. Really, we know we've been taught men don't hit women, but ever increasingly, women have started to put their hands on men, and we don't want to deal with that. We don't like that, right? So we can keep the peace. Everybody keep their hands to themselves. Let's be peaceable. We're going to talk about something. Let's talk about it reasonably. The whole 9. All right. So that was the 5 from last week, right? Chauncey, say, what's up, D? What's going on, Chauncey? He's tuning in. All right. And John says, do women know the difference? We hope they know the difference, right? This the confrontations between men and women have gotten out of hand. So we hope people know the difference. All right. So this week, we told the women what they need to do to get a good man. This week, we're going to tell the men what they need to do to get a good woman. So it's 5 things a man needs to get a good woman.
Men, I need you to listen, and I need you to listen hard and strong and take notes. Don't get your Sharpie and your notepad so you can take some good thick notes.
She said the Sharpie. That may make sure you don't miss nothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So 5 things a man needs to get a good woman. Now, I'm a man, so I needed to bring some women on to discuss this with me, right? So, of course, we have my wife, the trauma queen, Dr. Smith, and joining us also, we have Miss Mika B.
Hey, y'all.
Miss Mika B is in the house.
Hey, Link.
From Queen 3 and King podcast.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think Mika and her family just started a podcast. So be looking out for Queen 3 and King podcast.
Thanks, D.
Want to make sure we show love to the podcasters. All right. So let's get down to business.
Please, because I need it.
You need it. All right. Let's get down to business, right? Because women are looking for a good man. Men looking for a good woman. So this is how we're going to find each other. All right. So number one.
See.
The first thing a man needs to get a good woman is financial security.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
If I start shouting, don't say nothing.
Hold your mute, huh? Just hold your mute, huh?
Hold my
Okay.
view.
Financial security. So ladies, now let me just say, we surveyed several women,
Mhm.
and what we're giving you, these 5 are the top 5. These are the top 5 themes that came up out of what good women say a man needs to be with them. All
Good,
right.
wholesome, righteous women, might I add.
Good, wholesome, righteous women. Okay. All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So number 1 is financial security. You got to have a job if you want to be with. All right. Judge said enough for him and both of you. So that's a question. Does
Both.
he have to have
Both.
just enough for him or enough for both of you?
Both.
Both.
We need
Both.
security.
Okay. Why not just him?
Because if you're going to lead the household, you got to have enough security for the both. Not saying that you should be the only one taking care of, but you should have enough financial security to be able to secure the household as the leader of the household.
Now, John brings up a good question, good point, because I often hear women say that he got to be able to take care of the whole house, but you got women who are working. These women not just sitting at home. They working, they making money. So it's not enough for him not to be a burden. He has to take care of the whole thing. What if he just has enough to take care of him and
He has to have the ability to.
the
Right.
ability. Okay.
To take care of both, because what if something happens to where, okay, so for example, what if something happens where the woman is having to be off to have a baby or whatever?
Yeah.
The husband should be able to take care of the household. That's security. So not to say that the woman is not going to contribute, because she may contribute. She may bring in more. But the man should, as the leader of the household, as the head of the household, should have the ability to secure the house.
Question. Do women really respect a man that makes less than them?
Yes. 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 Yes.
It can happen.
It can happen.
You say it could happen. It doesn't happen though.
Yes. Now it has to come with other things. You can't make less and bring nothing to the table.
Right.
It has to come with a lot of stuff.
You have to be able to still run our household in all the other areas. But if you come financially, if you come, in all those different areas and make less than me, I'm going to respect you because you're still holding down the household.
Absolutely.
Jeffrey Jones seems to disagree. He said nope.
Jeffrey, that's them women you dealing with. I told you these women are wholesome and righteous. Get you a wholesome, righteous woman.
Yes.
John says, when you're young men, most of the times, aren't they yet?
They're not there yet.
They're not there yet.
Absolutely agree. Right. Young men are not there yet, which means that they should think about that before trying to secure a wife. They need to secure the bag first.
And that's the problem. Most young men aren't thinking about getting a wife.
Agreed.
But are young women thinking about having a husband?
Absolutely.
I think that's what I think we're brought up to think about that, in my opinion.
Okay.
In my opinion.
No, that's interesting.
No, we definitely are.
Because you have a lot of, I will put it this way. The generations coming up now, I think their mentality is different.
Oh, they're different.
Yeah.
They want to play. Just like it's been perceived that men do this. Men play. All right. We play and have our fun. Then we're really ready to settle down. Now women are starting to take on that same mentality.
I know a couple women that can give some men a run for their money. And I'm not lying.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like you need more women's point of view. So I think you need more points of view from women. Let's go ahead and add Monique to the show.
Oh, here she comes.
We got Miss Monique joining us as well. How you doing this evening, Miss Monique?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you again, Mr. Derek and Selena, for allowing me to come and just really talk to you guys. I look forward to Man Talk Monday, so I am excited.
Well, let me just say, I grew up in a house full of women, so I am not intimidated right now.
We don't want you to be.
I was the only boy in a house full of women, so I am not intimidated. All right. All right, so Jeffrey Jones says, the wholesome woman ain't always been wholesome, especially in the church. Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
But see, they're not there. They're not there. Stop dealing with them like they still there. They done moved. Their address has changed, so you deal with the new person in the new location. We're not talking about those people. The people that we research, the people that we poll, that we survey, are now wholesome and righteous, regardless of what they pass with.
Right.
Okay.
Great point.
All right. Ronisha says they're very different. Very different. Okay, I can deal with that. But financial security, so he needs to be gainfully employed or have his own thing, but he basically needs to be able to take care of the house.
Yes.
And so multiple things came about, or multiple people's responses were things like they have to be goal oriented. They have to be a hard worker, a hustler,
Right.
all of those things, because you are not financially secure if you are not goal oriented. You're not financially secure if you're not a hustler, if you're not out there working hard and making sure things are happening. And so those are the things that people are saying, which were themes underneath financial security.
Okay, so I have a question. He's out there, he's working hard. And typically in the younger years, the grind is serious. So that means a lot of my time is spent working hard. Is it okay for him to be out there working hard? He have as much time for you.
See, we're gonna address that in the later.
Okay, all right.
Consistency and things like that come into play. That's not an issue because we already know what's going on.
Right.
Okay. All right. So we see number one, guys, you need financial security. You need to have the ability, at least, to make money and be moving on that. Right? You can't just have potential and not. we can't get by with just potential anymore. Right? Right. We need some action behind. All right, cool. That's fine. Now, I noticed something interesting. Now, last week, our number one thing for men
Derek,
was we looking for a God-fearing woman.
Good. Okay.
I noticed number one for you guys is financial security. So God can't even beat money with y'all.
See, this is the thing. We don't necessarily find you in the Lord.
Yeah.
Right? But we're going to get you there.
Yeah.
It may take a little time.
Yes, it says that he that finds a wife, not I that finds a husband. He finds a good thing. So most of the time we're
in favor with the Lord. So there is when the Lord comes, because once he finds that wife, he's gonna get favor with the Lord.
Because we're bringing Jesus with us, so don't worry.
You say you bringing Jesus with That's pretty good. Yeah. You bringing Jesus. You ain't coming by yourself.
Not coming by yourself.
Come on, Jesus.
All right. All right. So moving on to number two. Right. So we got that one down. Financial security. And by all means, y'all let us know how what y'all think about these as well. All right. As we go through them, let us know how you feel about them. All right. So number two, the second thing a man needs to get a good woman is he needs to be family oriented.
That's right. Yes, Lord.
Yes.
So I ask, why is this one so important? Because it made number two. Why is this one so important?
You have to have most women want a man that is family oriented, meaning that we're going to grow a family together. Also, you're going to look at his side of the family. You're going to look at your side of the family. You want to make sure that he's going to get along with everyone when it's time to have those gatherings, or maybe even have family over to your home. You want to make sure of that. So that has to be number 2.
Where should go? No.
Okay. So it's about him being present at the gatherings. Because I do remember you have women, the wives would go and do stuff, and they'd be like, "Girl, where your husband? Girl, he at the house, because he don't never."
But they're gonna ask about him every
Why
time.
I always gotta be about myself?
They're gonna ask if you go to Thanksgiving, he not there. They're gonna ask.
Yeah.
They're gonna think something wrong.
Yeah, something is wrong. Where is he at?
He don't never come.
I can tell you where he is. He trying to take care of number one.
No,
Financial
you have to have balance.
That's fine.
If you're married, even your wife, if she never shows up to anything, your people are gonna ask, "Where is she?"
That's true.
They're gonna ask.
I get that.
I think, like, for women, I think for men too, but I think for women, family is so important. All Selena, Monique, and myself are all super close to our siblings, our cousins, our parents, and we want that man to be comfortable too. We don't want to feel like we're forcing him to be around our family. We want him to enjoy our family, and we want to enjoy his family. So
yes,
it's super important.
And even when you think about your immediate family, I'm sorry, Celine, if I cut you off.
Yeah.
Even if you think about your immediate family, you want him to want his family, his kids right to win. You don't want it to just be all about him. It's about us as a unit that we're doing great. Our children as well. So he has to have that.
And one thing that came out of the research was that he treats his mom well, or he treats his siblings well, because a lot of the times you can kind of see how he will be with you and your family and the relationship that you have by the way he treats his siblings or by the way that he treats his mother. And so that sometimes is a preview, if you will, of what you're going to get as far as how he's going to be the family man for your family. And so that's extremely important because we gathering data at those times. So we're seeing, okay, does he respect his mother? Because if he doesn't respect his mother, 9 times out of 10, he's not going to respect me. And if he can't respect his siblings, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to be able to respect my siblings or my children. Or if he has children and he doesn't respect his own children, or he's not there for his own children apart from me, then is he going to be there for me and the children that we have together? And so him being family oriented is a precursor.
Yes.
It's big.
Okay, because I was wondering about that.
He hit that on the head.
If he got his kids outside of your relationship, is it still cool? Because he family oriented, so he about his kids.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he has to be. You have to accept his children too. He has to be.
Now these children come up and what we didn't know about them, and then you sneaking and going. That's a little different.
That's different.
That's a little different.
He family oriented. He didn't say just his family though. All right, so
he get it in.
Jeffrey Jones said, "What if he can't get along with his family? Does the reason why matter, or is it done?" Well, okay. So what if he doesn't have a good relationship with his family? What if his family just all kinds of crazy? Like, listen, I don't fool with them. I love family, but
I recently actually got to know a guy that was in this situation. I don't want to say necessarily dated. I'm just gonna be real with you. We just got to know each other. So, but I will say he did not really have a great relationship with his mama. We spoke about it, and I asked him kind of repeatedly because I was thinking, oh, that's already kind of done for me. But I wanted to know why. And then I wanted to know, well, okay, that's a great reason. I can see your point, but are you willing to work on it?
Right.
In the future? I'm not going to just tell you, no, I can't judge you. I haven't been there the whole time. But are you even willing to work on things with your family, your mom, your siblings? And if it's kind of like a no, I don't even want to work on it, now that's the problem.
Right.
See, I feel like you can not get along with family members and there be a good reason if there's such thing as a good reason why, because the reason absolutely matters. However, the way you deal with that also matters, because there still has to be a level of respect there. And you can't disagree with family, but curse them out and that type of stuff, because then that lets me know if we have a disagreement, you don't know how to argue well. You don't have productive arguments. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to not get along with your family, but still know that you're family and still operate with each other as a family. But there's just some things that you will and won't do with them. But you also respect the fact that you don't get along and just respect that. So I would say that the reason absolutely matters because the parents or the siblings or whoever could have some issues. that don't necessarily align with what y'all trying to do in life. And so, of course, I can get along with them, but it's a way to disagree or not get along with them and still be respectful.
Okay, because what I was looking at, the family oriented, kind of had an air of, I just need to make sure you ain't gonna leave the family high and dry. I need to know you care about family enough where you just won't leave us.
Yeah, that too. That can play a part.
Wow. Jeffrey Jones says, I know somebody whose mom sold her to the local dope man.
I know somebody too.
But Jeffrey, let me just say, she probably ain't gonna be ready for no relationships.
Okay.
No time soon.
Yeah. Sometimes, Jeffrey, you're a little deep. So I would promise I would ask them to first kind of go to counseling and then seek some things on their own. But I still don't want to cast that person out and say, nah, they ain't gonna never have a relationship.
Right.
It's just one of the stumbling by night and stumbling by. It's just one of the obstacles that they had in their life.
And I feel like if they go to seek counseling or some type of treatment, then they'll understand that the problem or the issue wasn't necessarily their mother. It was the illness or the sickness that their mother had. So they won't deal with their mother. They'll deal with the sickness and the illness. And maybe not even having a relationship with them is the answer, but it's still a respectful relationship. Like my mother, was ill. She was on drugs or whatever. And so we still adult men, but God had somebody else, in place to raise me. And so we don't necessarily have a relationship where we're talking every day and we're hugging, but I have a mother. And I know that that's my mother, and the relationship was that she wasn't able to take care of me. But that's still the relationship that they had. It's still a respectful one.
But I still respect her.
But I respect you by not being around you.
That's it.
All right. Jeffrey replied, he said, I'm just saying, it's really not anybody's business, and it's nobody's place to tell them when and how to heal.
It's not, unless you want to be with me. Not necessarily when to heal or whatever, or how necessarily, but to heal. Because if you bring that baggage into our relationship, then there's going to cause more friction in our relationship, and you already got a lot of stuff that you got to deal with. So if you want to be in a relationship with a good woman, because remember the topic is like how to find a good woman. And so any woman may accept that, somebody who doesn't want to heal. But a good woman is trying to build something. And so they're not going to try to build something with somebody who has not healed yet. They're going to, if anything, try to make sure that they get healing or receive healing before entering into a relationship with them, because they don't want to bring that baggage into the relationship.
And a good woman knows if a man's not healed, their relationship will not work. Absolutely. It'll affect the relationship.
Yeah. If a person is not healed, they can they won't.
Exactly.
It's not work.
Yep.
Okay, so let me ask, and I'm asking everybody out there as well. Have you ever let somebody go? Maybe they had potential, but once you saw the issue, especially with the family, it was a red flag, and you just said, "Yeah, it ain't worth putting up with." Samantha over there shouting. She said, "Well, you better preach, sister." Anybody ever done that?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna say the Lord did it for me because I wasn't strong enough yet. You know what I'm saying? You too busy trying to, of course, and that's why I'm saying back then when we were girls, we weren't just necessarily full developed grown women. We were trying to just make things work because we was in lust and love and all that other kind of stuff. And so we were trying to force it and trying to be that person to help heal this person or whatever. And so when you pray about something, you're like, okay, God, if this is not the one for me, show me. And then he kind of showed you, but you're like, Lord, I feel like I can still pray this away. And, and he removes them, then it's like, okay, you had to remove them because I wasn't allowing you to do it. I wasn't doing it on my own.
And I was going to say, just being not so far in it and being in a different age bracket. It wasn't hard for me to go just in dating or knowing you, bye-bye. You're not the one. But I'm in a whole different mindset.
Okay. No, that makes sense. I mean,
absolutely.
You want to be able to be a family. You want the guy to be present with you and kids and with planning stuff, with vacations and all this type of stuff. And this is why it is so important for young guys to lock in early. And I'll just say this. This is why it's important for young guys to lock in early, because the time for your grind happens typically early in your 20s, where the working hard kicks in and all this type of stuff. But once you hit a certain point, early 30s, mid 30s, or something like that, all the running around, you can't necessarily be doing it, especially if you got a family. So you want to be made up some ground on number one, the financial stability and everything. You make up some ground there, and then you can settle into the family thing a little bit more because now you have time. You're more established in your career or your job, and you can take off for the T-ball games and the recitals, and you can be there, right?
Right.
So I get it. That's important. That's important. All right. Now, we ready for number 3. Number 3. All right. It's the third one. This is the third one. Guys, do you hear me? This is the third one. The third one, guys. This is number 3, right? Number 3, God-fearing. God hit number 3 on the list. Keep this in mind. God barely made the list at number 3.
You didn't have to do us like that, yeah.
I think he's not. I don't believe that the women were saying he was number 3.
I need some help. I need some help.
No. Okay, so let me explain this.
Okay.
Now, mind you, all of the data that was gathered and then disaggregated into the 5 top things. I didn't make it number 3. The research made it number 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so this one got 3 responses, or the third most amount of responses from the women.
Okay.
And simply because more women had things to say about financial security and about being family oriented than they did being God-fearing. And I still think the reason why is because those are things that women can't necessarily put into a man. We can't put being financially secure into you. We can't put you being family oriented because those are things that you come with. But being God-fearing, you just may not have been introduced to God the way that I'm going to introduce you to him, or the way that my family is going to introduce you to him, to where I can get you to.
I need some help. I need some help. I feel my help coming. Where my help at?
Come on here.
Come on.
My man Yogi yet? I need my man Yogi in here. I need my man Yogi in here. All right, my man Yogi is in the building. All right, so you hear what's going on.
I got 3 things to say. Lies, lies, lies. Y'all don't care nothing about what no God-fearing man. All y'all care about is money. And the family-oriented thing, let me say this. You care about a family-oriented thing unless he got kids and he at the volleyball game with the baby mama. Then now you got something to say about it. Don't be telling me you want no God-fearing man. You don't want no God-fearing man. You just want a man that ain't going to clown you in public. You don't care nothing about no God-fearing man. Y'all get out of here with that foolishness.
First of all, we do care. We just care third on the list.
Oh, look, she got made number 3. Hold on. Chauncey says, is helping him an option? Helping him to heal? Is that an option?
If that's what
that Proverbs 31 woman will do him good. In reference to that good woman, her husband was the first thing mentioned. Wow.
So I'm going to say this. We absolutely can help them heal, but they have to be open to it. Because if you're stubborn and like you don't see that there's some healing that needs to take place, I'm not gonna be able to heal you and help you heal. And not only that, but I have to know that I'm signing up for that.
Okay.
So this brokenness.
Hit me with that at the end. I need to know now.
You have to leave with this sickness, this illness that you've been healing from.
Some men don't even know they need to be healed.
Well, hold on a second. I need to
gather this data.
If women will keep their pants up long enough, they will get to see that I need healing.
Okay.
But they won't keep their pants up. And then by the time they figure out I'm cuckoo, it's too late. Now you got your feelings in it. And then you talk about, but he need to heal. Maybe I can help it. No, you can't. That Negro is crazy and you are too.
I'm going to say this for John because he says this every Monday. He talk about how the women got to close their legs, the women got to put their pants. The men need to quit swinging it too. Cause y'all do it every time you look up. You're standing swinging.
All
Yes,
right.
yes.
Right.
John found a way to do that every week.
Every time.
Week. That's all
I'm on the show today. I be trying to call in.
But y'all trying to get us to marry y'all. We not trying to get y'all to marry us. Y'all trying to get us. Now, because remember the thing is, just let me say this. Let me say this first. Y'all are absolutely right. Everybody need to be one of the chastity belt to keep they stuff to themselves. That's what they need to be doing. But okay, but so if we slanging it and y'all slanging it, who gonna have some sense? Because at the end of the day, y'all the ones want to be married. We perfectly fine with slanging.
Let me tell you, first of all, you're wrong. Because who you talking about is not the good women that we're talking about. We have surveyed good, wholesome, righteous women. You are talking about God over there. We're not talking about those people.
Listen, and everybody we surveyed, men and women, are all reformed. So let me just say that.
And again,
we all reformed.
And let me say, you're right. But the problem is most of the relationships don't start when we good and wholesome. They start when we just wholesome.
But we asked them when they were wholesome. So now we're telling you.
No, you missed it. He said,
I know.
Some.
Okay.
I'm trying to ignore the foolishness. So David Bryan said God-fearing should be first.
But you can't.
It was for us, David.
It is
God
for us.
God first for the men.
It is us.
It is for most women. We're just putting it in the line. And I want to say this: some men could come down and act like they love the Lord and they so God-fearing until they get you.
Don't you do that? Don't you do that? Don't you do that?
But that's why we said not just in church. You can't just be in church.
Yeah.
You got to have an actual relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for the women, it was the same thing. You can't just be in church because we didn't fail for that one before.
But I will say, when you think about families in the church, the women are more church-oriented and getting saved before the men do. They have a lot. John, say something, John.
Maybe we should qualify what being saved is, because I remember when women are dominating the church, but they legs open as much as they are outside the church, they are inside the church.
But they're God-fearing. So what we talking about is God-fearing, right?
I was about to say, God-fearing people make mistakes.
What we talking about is God-fearing. So for the men, they said that number one was God-fearing, meaning they want them to already be God-fearing when they find them. Well, as for us, we feel like we have enough influence to where if you don't necessarily fear God yet, you will.
Okay. So let me tell you where the motive behind that God-fearing came from.
Yes, please.
The motive behind men saying that he need her to be God-fearing is I don't need her to be a mess when I have to deal with her. Meaning, I need somebody else to have to help me deal with her. If I just got to deal with her by myself, I'm gonna have hell on my hands.
Oh, okay. So let me ask y'all. So with the list, do I have to have all 5 of them, or can I just have 1 or 2 of them?
You gotta have all 5.
That's the caliber of woman you're gonna get. You have 1 or 2.
But what if I can pray the walls down and I ain't got no money? I don't get no woman either.
You don't get a good woman. You're gonna get a woman. Is she gonna be a good woman? Because remember, the topic is good woman, a good woman.
Well, what? Okay, go ahead. Okay,
and it's just 5. This is just 5 of the list that we could have went to 10.
Yeah, it's just 5
things.
You know what? You could have took it to 20 if you wanted to.
Yes,
but
sir.
at the end of the day, all y'all wanted some money.
And all y'all want is sex. Let's be real.
Okay, well let's talk about it then.
Can we mute John?
J. Lou said you got to be 95% complete to compete. That's what J. Lou said. So you got to be 95% complete to compete. All right. So Charlotte South says God-fearing doesn't mean he is going to love you as God loves you. First,
he just loves himself.
He just loved himself and be receptive of the love you have to offer. But it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
What?
Well, if I'm understanding her correctly, I don't believe anyone's just gonna really love us with that agape, unconditional love that God does. I don't think you can really do that. So I kind of see what she's saying on that. We just hope that he, I guess I myself or the man does the best that he can. But just thinking that he's gonna love you unconditionally to the point where he gonna die for you in your dirty sin, I don't think any man gonna do that.
You said
No,
your
we're not
dirty
doing that.
sin,
No.
not the dirty sin. The dirty
Just
sin.
dirty.
We draw the line at the dirty sin.
You just gonna be dead. That's it. You just gonna be dead. I'm telling you now.
Can we address the 95% complete to compete? Like, how you growing together? If you already 95% complete, what you bring?
See, the problem that I have is when anytime you put money first, you're gonna let me get away with a little bit more than what you would let other people get away with. The more money I got, the more grace. Let's say grace. Grace is a great.
Okay.
Grace is a great word. You're gonna give me a little more grace.
Okay.
Because I can fly you, I can buy you. You're gonna be a little bit more receptive to me if I can do that. Tell me I'm lying, Monique.
No, you lying.
But let's get straight to the point.
When I thought about, and when I think about when women saying that financial security, it's not just about having money. Do you have financial knowledge, or do you have wisdom on how to grow our money, or do you have a retirement? Do you have a plan for us?
Wait.
We're not just talking about having money.
So, John, that was the thing that came out of it, but a lot of stuff went into financial security. So being goal-oriented, being a hard worker, making sure that you're financially responsible. Whether you got $20 or 20 million,
you
are you
lying.
responsible with it?
Get this.
Let me say this. Because when we looked at it, we said this as first. He has to be able to take care of the entire house by himself.
Yeah, capability.
And here's what Yogi's saying. That's a dangerous thing to play with, because if he feels like I got the whole house taken care of, he gonna feel like he can take certain liberties. And this is what he's saying.
I know. I understand.
I saw something the other day, real quick. I saw something the other day. Chris Rock said he was making all the money, so he felt like he had a right to cheat.
Chris Rock is a but that's why we didn't say that only. There's other things that come along with that financial security. There are 4 other things that we're just talking about, because we're only listing 5. But we're not saying they have to be financially secure only.
Yeah.
Selena, and you're right. But Selena, you're absolutely right. And you did say, and I want to repeat that, you said these are 5 things that we need. But the problem with us is we understand how much it means to you. And because we understand how much it means to you, we're simply saying that might not, maybe it shouldn't be as big of a deal as it is. Because, let me say,
because you're a man.
How can security not be a big deal?
We surveyed the women. This is my thing. We want to know that we go out, we go to work, whatever. We come home, that we're not going to be locked out the house. Our stuff not going to be out on the front lawn.
That's it.
If you ain't shopping like a married woman, you might not be locked out the house.
And you can be the husband and say you're doing too much shopping. We're going to have to scale back.
That's why you're financially responsible.
Yes, you can.
I guarantee you, she might not look like she listening, but she gonna go to her home and say, "My husband's not bodies right."
This is where our number 5 kicks in on the non-confrontational, because when he says, "Hey."
Nope.
I'm seeing too many Amazon packages. I'm watching the account and I'm seeing that it is constantly declining. You need to pull up. We need to be non-confrontational. Typical confrontation is coming at that time.
We will. I have so many friends. Go ahead, Mika.
No, I'm saying this hurts. I agree with John.
Yeah.
Only because, like, I've seen it, y'all. I've seen it. Not even in my, just people that I know.
Yes.
The more a man makes, the more she will accept. I've seen it, and it's unfortunate. But he gets to slip, but that's why a woman needs to have her stuff together.
And that's why he has to have.
She just said something. And that's the main reason why women want to be financially secure and independent. Because if he run off doing the fool, I want to be able to cut out if I need to. Because if I don't, and he making all the money, I'm kind of locked in.
that comment.
Let's
'Cause
go
I
to
was
the
gonna say
comments.
that. I was gonna say that.
Lisa says that is ridiculous. Because you make all the money, you can cheat.
Yes.
I know men who are holding it down 100%. Not saying that I won't be there to hold us down as well.
Yeah.
Hold it down. What you holding down? If he doing everything, what you holding down?
We holding it down.
What you holding down?
We didn't say you have to do everything. We said you have to have the ability to. You have to be financially secure, meaning you are goal oriented. You have financial peace. You have enough sense to know, okay, we need to do this. You have to be financially literate, basically.
Yes.
And have things in order. Now, if you are the head of the household and you leading us in a good way, like leading us in the way we know should go, we're going to have something to say about you telling us to hold off on the shopping. But we're going to do it. Because we know you have a goal that set for us, and we're listening to you. We know, okay, we understand that you have this vision or this goal that you're working us towards. And we've already talked about this because, mind you, this is something that we've discussed. And so when you say you need to hold off on shopping, it's not you telling me what to do. It's you reminding me of the goal that we set too.
Yes.
No. I'm telling you what to do. You better stop shopping.
See, that's your problem.
Okay.
That's your problem.
Quick question.
The same
are women, are you really secure when he makes all the money? Or is it uncomfortable because you waiting on the other shoe to drop?
Listen, I don't know. I can only speak for me.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
and that's why I want women in that situation, so I can't really tell you that.
I know we got women listening.
All right. I'm gonna be all right.
Women listening because I've seen it.
But I want to address what she just said. The comment, I can't remember her name, but she said it gives him the reason to cheat in this and
Lisa.
But I want to ask, and I know John said, you have to be careful with that because they tend to kind of do some things, and then Nick was saying sometimes we'll accept it. Why is it that when the man is doing everything, he has that mind to want to stray and do things that a man shouldn't do? That's married.
Everybody, men and women. Listen, morality, most people are just lacking opportunity.
Okay.
Wow.
Most people are just lacking opportunity. Most people are only good because they can't afford not to be.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
So when you can afford not to be good, most men are not good.
If they have opportunity, you will see.
This is why this is so important. This is why dating somebody is really important, because when you dating him, he gonna show you who it is. That's just like with a woman. But a lot of times as women, when he has money like that, we put on our rose-colored glasses and say, "Oh, that ain't no big deal. That ain't no big deal." I'm simply saying,
okay,
we need to pay attention when we dating people, with money or without. That's what I'm simply saying.
No, you're absolutely correct.
This is why I'm saying God-fearing should have been first. Because you want him to make the money, but you want him to have somebody to hold him accountable to the point where he do right.
But I think that list kind of goes by what people have experienced. So most women I know have experienced a man who wasn't financially stable, who wasn't what was the second one? Family oriented. So I think they were speaking from experiences, and that's why the list went the way it went.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
Okay, so Jeffrey Jones is saying more women are in the church because the church doesn't hold women accountable for their lives. Pastor leads them paying tithes and offering. Let me say to Jeffrey, I don't appreciate it, and you cut that out. We ain't going to hell with you today, Jeffrey. That's for another thing. We are not going, whether it's true or false, Jeffrey. We are not going
to Judge won't go there, and I'm gonna give you an example of what Jeffrey talking about.
He's speaking from his own experience, possibly.
No. Hold on a second. In church, this guy was running through them in church, running through them, and we addressed the guy. And some smart guy, some brilliant fellow said, "Well, ain't we gonna talk to the women about not being available to him?"
Well,
so much so they knew he was doing it because they were getting mad at each other. Nobody getting mad at him. They getting mad at each other.
But D, it's 10. I want to say it's 5 to 10 to 1 at church. Everybody fighting and pinching and biting and clawing, trying to get at that brother. That one brother, that once there ain't that many single brothers in there. All the good brothers either gay. Whoa. All the good brothers got some things going on.
There you go.
It ain't that many good brothers in the church. So if I have to compromise some things sometime to get at the good brother, I think it's a choice to make. Either you in the running or you're not. Most people want to be there in the running. They don't want to be on the sideline looking.
Oh my goodness, this is going way fast. All right, Samantha says our father actually grew up in the church, but actually my mother helped him to get to the point of having a relationship with God and being able to know Him on an intimate level.
Good.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
It's amazing. It's amazing what a man will do to get close to a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are motivators. Y'all are definitely motivators. Charlotte says, not all women want your money. Right. Most want your time. For me, I cannot be bought. I don't care how much money you make. Give me time and everything shall fall in place.
Right. Good job, Charlotte.
What's number 4?
If y'all eating ramen, that's gonna change.
Listen, everything is not a monetary value when it comes to holding it down. That's all we ask for. Financial security means you're gonna hold it down.
Hold it down.
That's all.
Okay, what's number 4?
Okay.
Well, number 4. We move it. All right, number 4. Number 4 is mental and emotional intelligence. A man has to have mental and emotional intelligence.
I mean, I need you to be mentally stable, and I need you to keep your emotions in check.
You want me to have money and emotions?
Emotional intelligence.
You want me to be a woman like you and be sensitive and all that like you?
No. It doesn't say be emotional. It says having emotional intelligence.
So know how to handle your emotions.
Know how to handle yourself.
Not only to handle yours, but be able to recognize it.
Because it's talking about being mentally stable and emotionally stable.
Emotionally stable. And to me, it's not necessarily just them being able to be emotionally intelligent or being able to be emotionally stable, but you need to be able to deal with my emotions. Mm-hmm. Be able to be intelligent to understand what my emotions are telling you.
We ain't say all that now.
You have to have the intelligence to understand she ain't really something going on with her.
We know that already.
Are you serious?
Let me say this, and you may agree with me. Just listen to what I'm saying. That's the stuff I get to know about you as I've been with you. That's not nothing that plays in when we get together.
Not specifics. The specifics, yes. I say emotional intelligence. Like you got to be able to read. Like this ain't the time to be trying to get booty with her right now because something wrong.
You always want somebody to be in your vibe. Ain't nobody trying to get all in there with y'all. Make up your vibe.
You have to be able to, first of all, be mentally stable, be emotionally stable, and identify when I'm not.
On this list, you only get 3 of them things. Y'all need to pick those out.
Okay, but last week we had to give y'all 5. And we had
to tune it up when you want it. We had to be driven. We had to be loyal and compassionate. All of these
Can I say this too?
Get you to be God-fearing, to be family-oriented, to have financial security, and have emotional and mental intelligence.
And these are things as a good man you should want to do. You should want to have this for yourself.
Not just for a woman.
I should, but I'm only gonna give you 3.
And we have to give them 100%.
You know what?
That's how it is.
You know what? John wasn't surveyed when we asked the good men.
Good.
You know why? Now you know why.
They will put mine in because I said be quiet.
I want to add something real quick to mentally stable. When it comes to women, as Dr. Selena said, I totally agree with her. But also for the men, you need to know how to really stay the course and challenge your own emotions. We don't need you blowing up at every little thing, especially on that job. I need you to know how to calm down. Okay? And so you can come on.
Don't you lose that job.
Don't you lose number one.
That job.
If I'm a successful businessman like you want me to be before we get together, it's pretty good chance I know how to do all that.
That's good.
Because that kind of comes together. You don't get one without the other.
Okay. Since I said, John, I want you to be quiet on this topic.
Hey, you probably want to be quiet on every topic, so it ain't.
It's true. That's true.
All right, let's get. Sorry, Chauncey says, now I have to agree with the missus. Over time, if we aren't learning each other, we're swimming upstream.
Yeah.
It's what it is. She's right. It is what it is. She's right.
Good job.
Not knowing how to guide is a roller coaster with no brakes. If we're talking marriage, boom, Chauncey. Yes. Yes. Chauncey. Yes, Chauncey.
You must be paying folk. You must be paying folk today.
It's the emotional dance. You got to be in step.
I don't know, Chauncey.
I don't know, but Chauncey speaking that word. Go ahead.
Chauncey.
Chauncey, one of my partners from school.
Number 5.
Let's get number 5. Number 5 before we go. Number 5. He has to be sexually satisfied.
These Negroes here.
John, I have a quote from a person that we researched. They said that the thing has to be thangin'. If the thing ain't thangin', it ain't gonna work out.
I can't.
That's the truth.
It was number 5.
It wasn't number 1.
It was number 1.
They said you have to be good in where you need to be. You have to be healthy where you need to be.
Healthy.
You know what they say? They say when people do lists like this, their heart is typically down at number 4 or 5.
No, our body is.
Let me say this: if he thinking it, I'm gonna be a lot more relaxed on those other ones.
He has a point.
How many
women want and then tell us to hold our music?
So John thinks women all we want is money and sex. That's what John
That's how y'all want.
No.
Oh, y'all want more than that?
Yes,
we want money.
Now let me say, see y'all looking at me like I'm crazy. I was just in line at the airport. And this girl was behind me talking about how all the man could do for her was give her this and give her and pay her. That's all she was talking about. And I was so
she's not a good woman. We survey good women.
But you said key words, little girl.
Listen, the however many people we use to get these 5 things. So they thinking like y'all talking. See, that's the problem. That's the problem right there.
Look, I'm just a researcher. All I do is disaggregate the data. I didn't come up with the data.
Yeah, and men, I don't know why the men didn't really put this on, last week. Maybe they didn't really want to, but they know they want a woman to be like you tell, freak in the sheets too.
No,
lady in the sheet. No, freak in the street.
A lady in the street is freak in the street.
Y'all need
they want you to be sexually open.
Chauncey said, "Got to have an angle in the dangle."
Chauncey is on fire tonight.
I love you, Chauncey.
Let me say, when we say sexually satisfied, it wasn't just in bed. It was he took care of himself, his health, his appearance.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying.
And he was confident.
He has confidence in the whole 9.
See, let me ask a question before we got to get out of here. So if 5 things get 20% to make up the 100, or do some things get 5? Or some things get 10, and some things get 30.
Did we ask you that when y'all did y'all survey?
But I'm asking y'all that because I got y'all on. What did y'all think the percentage is? Because I think it's a whole lot. Yeah.
You see Monique, right? Right. So let me describe her face.
Tell them about
Monique had this look on her face like, yes, Lord. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about?
What percentage is number 5, Monique?
I'm going to say 35%.
She said 30.
So now, and what percentage is the money?
Oh.
I don't know about the money.
Because if you give money 35%, if you give money 35% and you get a Johnson 35%, that only leaves 30%, 10% a piece for everything else.
No, so we got to put God up there. He's up there. Your relationship.
You got to.
Like, y'all just gonna throw him a bone. You gonna throw God a bone, huh? Just throw him a bone.
No. God is up there.
Hold on, Samantha say 50%. Samantha say 50%. What's 50%?
God
in the bed.
That's all she said.
That's all I'm saying. She just said 50%. She didn't clarify. Jeffrey said most women aren't good women until they get to a certain age and tipping point. She's a good woman now. Now she wants a good man. After giving her prime to Johnny Neckbone and Crime-Tavius.
Come on, Crime-Tavius.
He said Johnny Neckbone. Listen, I would say this. All right, so David said, what percent is number 3? He's talking about God-fearing.
Why God-fearing is a high percentage. Because see, if you love the Lord and you know all that, he gonna make sure all that other stuff fall in place. And he know my heart, and he know number 5 is really, really big.
Wait. Did you say he know my heart? Girl, you need to go somewhere. Derek, give me something.
He know number 5 and number 1 are both equally important.
We give the Lord 100% because he gonna take care of the rest.
We got it out.
The rest.
It's too late now. It's too late now. Y'all, the list has already been compiled. He fell at number 3. He fell at number 3.
I'm telling you why. Why he fell at number 3 because that's the area. Like, listen, he fell in number 3 because I'm telling you, women know. You don't know God like I know him yet, but I'm gonna get you there, babe. Perfect example. Our relationship. You wasn't God fearing when I met you, but had I let that be number 1, then we would never been together.
Oh, so you saying you? Oh, you saying you the reason? You the reason he preaching D like he is now? That's because of you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay,
let me clear up
some
things. Let me clear up some things. I have been in church my whole life. I wasn't feeling church when I met you.
Hey, that don't account for nothing.
Right. And me and God had some issues that we finally worked out.
Okay.
But where did you work that out when you got to the church? Who was taking you to the church house?
Lord have mercy.
Like I said, y'all, women are great motivation for men.
Selena, you might have been an Uber that took him to church, but you don't get the credit.
Derek would say he's trying to act like that now, but he will tell you that I was his motivation for going to church.
He said we're motivated.
He said motivated.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
I'm giving you motivation. I'm
talking to John because John talking about I'm the Uber there, but I didn't know.
John just got to say Joe.
Girl, John got on here late and wanted to act a fool. Don't worry about John.
We don't let them talk about me. Even though it's true, don't you let them talk about me.
Hey, John, this your show, man. What you gonna let them?
I love
woman thou art loosed.
It's too many of them. I can't deal with all 3 of them.
I know, man. We outnumbered, bro. We outnumbered. This has been good.
Yeah,
it has.
Good. So,
final thoughts.
Go to final thoughts. I just want to know. You look at the 5 lists from the men, the 5 on the list from the women. They're not too far off from each other.
Yeah.
So my question, and we'll deal with this later. Why is it so hard for us to find each other?
That's a good question.
Oh, wow.
Because our stuff is out of order.
No. When I answer tonight. Because
the women ain't where they. Oh,
we're gonna deal with it later.
Can I be with me?
We're gonna deal with it later. You're gonna
deal with it. Part 2.
We're gonna deal with it later because that's a valid question. Why we can't find each other if our lists are so similar? Mm-hmm. All right. So here we go. Final thoughts, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just gonna say, we joked, we laughed, but a lot of things on the list was, they were serious. But I'm gonna say, when you're dating, keep God first, know what you want, and don't just look on the surface of a person, but really get to know that person so that you won't run into problems. I mean, when you do run into problems, you're able to manage them in your relationship. So that's just my final thought.
Yes. Yes, my final thought is in dating or trying to find that partner, life partner, or that marriage, really have some time to know yourself. You really need to know what you want, what you are willing to bring to the table. So knowing yourself and knowing your worth is going to help you move to that next level.
And I would say keep your list, but make sure you have a pencil and you revise and edit often, because you'll find some things that you say are non-negotiable, but are things that you and God can deal with. And so I would say to absolutely have an idea of your expectations, what you will accept and what you won't accept, but also pray about it and let the Lord lead you to the one that's supposed to be there for you.
Yeah.
I just want to say my final thought. Take your time. Take your time. I think the problem is a lot of time we rush into stuff and move faster than we probably should. Take your time and get to know each other. And when somebody shows you something, pay attention to it. I think it's important to have lists as a reference and a reference only. But again, if we took our time with
One thing that I've realized is the goal in life really is to get further in life with as little regrets as possible. If you had the energy of youth and the wisdom of age, and you could bring that together, man, you could do some great things. When you're young, listen to people who have experienced things. Don't discount them and think they just stupid. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what the time is. They know what's going on. They've experienced the things, they've been through, but you got to be listening. They're trying to help you avoid the trouble. So once you get down the road where they are, you don't have to be worried about all the regrets. But the people that you messed over, the opportunities you let slip by, it's time to lock in. Lock in now. Don't wait till later. Don't put it off till later. Lock in now. And once you get down the road, you can look back on your memories and smile. You don't have to cry when you think about the things that happen in your life. So just make sure you go ahead and lock in. Things be a whole lot better. And that's King Speaks for this week. All right.
wow,
We appreciate y'all. That was good. That was good. We appreciate y'all.
I feel like we need to go over to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
We're going to Clubhouse for a little bit.
I'm open to it.
All right. Let's go to Clubhouse. All right, so we're about to go over to Clubhouse. We're going to keep this conversation going because I got some questions.
Yeah.
Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Check our podcast out. New episode every week. You can catch us Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you go to listen to podcasts. And don't forget, we got Miss Mika, Queen 3 and King podcast. Her and her family have a podcast as well. So go check everybody out. We're going to catch you all next week. We appreciate you. Peace out.
Bye, y'all.
Yep.